This has to be answered for the New York Jets, as an ESPN insider has given an update on one of the most important questions facing the team this offseason, and we got to break it all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Football 365. If you're a New York Jet fan, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton. Helby, we're so close to 1,000 subscribers, but let's jump right into the video for today. ESPN's NFL insider Jeremy Fowler was asked to give an update on the Breece Hall situation with the New York Jets. Breece Hall is our starting running back, but his rookie contract is up, meaning we now need to make a decision on whether or not our starting running back will be signed to the Jets long term. When asked, what is the update on Breece Hall, Jeremy Fowler responded like this, saying, Breece is poised for top 10 running back money after posting his first 1,000-yard rushing season. While the Jets could work to extend his contract, his market will be strong and too many teams need an impact back. He would be the best running back in free agency if he's available. Now, it is worth noting, Kenneth Walker from the Seattle Seahawks, who are currently on their way to the Super Bowl, also out of the same draft class. His contract is up this year. They drafted Zach Charbonnet, so they didn't really need to re-sign him. Now Charbonnet has a torn ACL. So Kenneth Walker is also going to be in free agent to push Breece Hall for who's the best running back, but I believe it's Breece Hall. I know a lot of NFL insiders also believe that it is Breece Hall as the number one running back. His rookie year contract is up. We have to figure out whether or not we will be extending him. We know the New York Jets want to run a run-heavy offense. We struggle passing the ball. We have a great offensive line. That makes a ton of sense. You go online, all anyone is ever talking about with Breece Hall is, we can take a look here, predicted to go to the Texans, floated for an NFC South team, which the Texans are not in the NFC South. So that's a different team that people think are interested in Breece Hall. Pro Football Focusing arguing the Saints are the best landing spot. And then Yahoo Sports saying the Minnesota Vikings would want Breece Hall. Everyone wants a piece of Breece Hall. But if you're the Jets, I don't see why you would let him walk. Yes, he is a running back. And I myself hate the idea of paying running backs big money, because I was going to say I believe, but it's a fact. They're easily replaceable. Look at the NFL draft. If you disagree, you are lying to yourself. Cam Scatterbo, 4th round. Bucky Irving, 4th round. Kyle Monungai, 7th round. The other Rutgers guy, Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round. These running backs come out of nowhere at all the time, and they're not really nowhere, because if you pay attention, you can watch them. All that being said about why it's not a good idea to pay running backs. They get hurt a lot, easily replaceable. Breece Hall, I believe, is a special case, especially when you factor in the New York Jets situation, where we have absolutely nothing not nothing, but we have very few offensive weapons, and Breece Hall is our second best offensive weapon behind Garrett Wilson. Now, come NFL draft time, that will change. We're going to add, or you would hope that we're going to add more pass catchers to the team, whether that is a wide receiver. You would think it's not going to be another tight end, but you never know. We're going to find more pass catching talent around Breece Hall and around whoever our quarterback is going to be next season. But let's talk some money here with Breece Hall. Currently, his contract was 4 years, $9 million, averaging a salary of $2,253,000 a year. Nope, million a year. For some reason, I said thousand, but that contract is up, and now SpotTrack is predicting the calculated market value of Breece Hall at $10.4 million per season. Now, is the number one back in free agency going to get paid his market value? Of course not. If you want to refrain from having to pay Breece Hall a number above his market value, you are going to have to get him in the building and get his agents on the line negotiating before he is able to reach the open market. Once Breece Hall is able to reach the open market, he will be getting different offers from other teams, and he will be able to leverage those offers into more expensive offers from either the New York Jets or another team that he is interested in going to. And speaking of interest, he has shown interest in not in re-signing specifically with the New York Jets, but if you are following the breadcrumbs on Twitter and paying attention to what Breece Hall is saying on social media, it feels like he is someone who feels strongly about being part of the solution at MetLife Stadium. He knows that we've had it really, really rough as Jet fans, and he wants to help us turn this thing around. And I would love to have him on board, because whoever our quarterback is going to be next season and in 2027 is going to need pass catchers around them. Right now, it's only Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor, but if you add Breece Hall along with whoever else we are adding, that can kind of turn into a skill position room that you were looking at it and you go, okay, that is a room that, maybe isn't in the bottom half of pass catchers. Maybe this is a spot where a rookie quarterback maybe doesn't go back to school because maybe he is excited about coming to the New York Jets. So a Dante Moore situation doesn't happen again. We already have the offensive line to build around and protect the rookie quarterback. We now need the front office needs to pick themselves up and pull themselves together and show players coming out that they should not be afraid of the organization, but also we need to put together a skill position group that quarterbacks want to be a part of. We have to remember, it's not only the draft where you can get quarterbacks. We can also find one in free agency. We can also find one in the trade market. But quarterbacks are not going to want to sign here in free agency if the pass catchers are Garrett Wilson and that's it. They're not going to do that. I know we have Mason Taylor. I'm still interested in giving him more time than just 2 years to develop, but it is probably go time for Mason Taylor, who will be entering his second year out of LSU. But if we are not going to be re-signing Breece Hall, there are other options for us. Pro Football Focus currently has 4 running backs rated in the top 85 of their big board. Starting off with, of course, Jeremiah Love, the all-world running back from Notre Dame. I believe Mel Kiper has him even higher than this on his big board. Mel Kiper has Jeremiah Love at 2. We can see here Pro Football Focus has Jeremiah Love at 4. And also, Jeremiah Love has a very talented teammate in Jadarian Price, who's also a highly touted prospect in his own right. We got Jonah Coleman out of Washington, who is another very, very solid running back. And then Emmett Johnson rounding out Pro Football Focus's top 4 out of Nebraska. Also in the top 100, Pro Football Focus has Kentucky's running back as well, ranked that highly. So if we were to let Breece Hall walk, there are options on day 2 of the draft for us to replace Breece Hall. Remember, Breece Hall wasn't a super high draft pick. He was a second round day 2 pick. He wasn't, a first round pick. So we don't need Jeremiah Love if we're going to go to the NFL draft to replace Breece Hall. Also, we could do the thing that the Buccaneers did. We could do the thing that the Giants did. Go to the later rounds, go to day 3, take a day 3 running back, and just live with the results. Draft a guy who has the BMI and the pass catching skills to handle a 3-down workload and just live with the results. That's my favorite solution. Or no, my favorite solution is re-signing Breece Hall because we have the cap space for it. But if we weren't going to re-sign Breece Hall, if the rest of the team was built out the way that I would build it out, we would be taking a running back in round 7. But that's what I got for this video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video all the way through. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Jets.